Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Moe, aka Swedish Whiskey Girl, and today we're here with the latest core release from Aberlour. I spent a lot of Aberlour on the channel lately, and I was lucky enough to be sent one of these bottles to try their new release. This is Aberlour 14, so it's a 14-year-old whiskey. It is double cask matured. This is batch number 2, so it's a 40% ABV and it's been matured in, I think, first fill American oak casks and Oloroso sherry casks. So yeah, I actually had a taste of this the other day. So this isn't the first time I'm trying it, because I was supposed to be a part of a PR tasting that they did. And unfortunately I had some technical issues, so my Zoom just refused to work. But let's have a little sip. And Aberlour is of course a distillery up in Speyside, and I've had the pleasure of going to the distillery, and I mean, every time I think about going to a distillery, I just really hope that we'll be able to do that later this year. I just want to go back. But yes, Aberlour is a good distillery to visit. I remember the tasting as being really nice. I know I've spoken a bit about this in other videos, and if you're curious to read more about that visit, then I have written more about it on my blog on scandinavianabroad.com. But let's have a little look on the nose. This one is something. Oh, I almost need to sneeze. Oh. This one has something to it. And I thought this the last time I tried it as well. It's different to things somehow. It's some sort of orange. It's quite sweet on the nose as well. But like, oh, what kind of sweetness is that? Like sweet orange wood. I don't know. Like some sort of orange berries. Like, you know how sweet super ripe strawberries can be? I'm not saying this is necessarily a strawberry note, or is it? Maybe a little bit. But it's that kind of super juicy and fresh strawberries, that kind of sweetness, because the sweetness to me feels quite neutral. No, not neutral, natural. Yeah, maybe it is. I know on the tasting notes they've said like black currants and blackberries for this. But maybe I would say strawberries, and then wood and oranges. Definitely super fruity and feels like a sweet fruitiness. But let's have a sip. Sláinte Skål. I wish I had a 12 to compare it to, but my overall feel of this is just that it's different somehow. The first time I had this the other day, I thought that the nose was really different and interesting and sweet, but then when I took a sip of it, it was a little bit more bitter than I'd anticipated, and then after a few sips it kind of balanced out. That was of course the first sip of the bottle as well, so I don't know if it had something to do with that. But today it feels, I'm not getting that bitterness at all. It's super smooth and just super interesting. It's unlike anything I've tried recently, which is always interesting. It's that kind of orange, like almost fresh orange juice, strawberry pie maybe? It feels light, which I think for some people, especially being at 40%, people would say it's too light for them probably, but I think that really interesting flavour of it still makes it super interesting at 40. Now feels quite fresh. It's a refreshing whiskey. And then the finish has this lovely, lovely, oh, I wish I could put words to this, but it's so different for me that I'm struggling to find what it is. It is very sweet for me, which is probably why I like it, because I like a bit of a sweet dram. But I think for some this would be too sweet. It's not really, it's not a robust whiskey. It's smooth, I think it's super yummy. I'm trying to find, because it makes me think of a liquid, like a sweet liquid, but it's not like any kind of soft drink. It's more like a sweet water in a way. I think the fresh note might come from it being 40% and I'm quite adjusted, or I can quickly adjust to drinking stronger ABVs because I'm quite used to it. So it being a 40 for me, it feels quite refreshing, so it might be that, but I wouldn't say it tastes watery to me at all, but it has like that fresh sensation that makes me think that it would be something like I think it's kind of orange juice meets strawberry cordial-esque. And there's the woodiness, it kind of lifts it in the middle. So the woodiness feels like it's in the center. Then you have a circle of like orange juice, and then you have a circle of strawberry cordial. The orange juice is stronger than the strawberry, I would say. But yummy. I would love to compare this to the 16, because I think now they have a 12, a 14, a 16 and an 18, and then the Abuna, of course, in the core range. But so far, when I've done a lineup tasting, which obviously the 14 hasn't been a part of, it's been the 16 that's my favourite. I think maybe this could give it a run for the money. I don't know, because I've not tried them next to each other. We have a bottle at home of the 16, which I haven't opened yet, and I'll probably leave it for a bit longer because it's goodies. And I have so many things to review, which I'm so grateful for, that I'm just going to leave that one sitting aside because I know it's going to be lovely, so I'm just kind of saving it for a special occasion. Or we are saving it for a special occasion. But I'm really going to enjoy this. I really like this. Just because the flavours come together and it's yummy. I think from memory, the 12, I think the way I've tried them before, the 10 was quite nice, and then the 12 is a little bit forgettable before you come up to the 16, which is lovely again. From memory, the 12 is lovely, it has lovely flavours, but it doesn't have really anything that kind of stands out, that takes centre stage, but it's definitely a lovely whiskey. But this is something different. This is something I will remember, if that makes sense. Maybe I'm just in the mood for whiskey. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this. Has a little bit of touch, that woodiness has a little bit of a bitterness, not overpowering at all. Just lifts it and gives it a little bit more of a texture, if that makes sense. But I would of course love to hear what you think. Have you tried this latest Aberlour? What did you think? I've already had some thoughts on it on Instagram, which was really interesting to hear. So I'd love to hear what you think as well. Please put it in the comments below. And of course, if you like the channel and you'd like to support us, I would be absolutely over the moon if you consider using my affiliate links with either Master Malt Whisky Exchange or the Scotch Malt Whisky Society the next time you're shopping with them. All of those links are in the description here below, as well as links to my other social channels if you're curious about those. And as always, I want to say a massive thank you to my wonderful supporters on Patreon. It's so great to have you guys with me on my whiskey journey. But I hope you've all had an absolutely wonderful day. Sláinte Skål!